guys, it's me, Rebecca, and I am going to wait for a few people to get on, but I always like to do a mic check and make sure everybody can hear me. So if you're on and you can hear me, just type I can hear you in the chat, because that will be super helpful for me. Hi! Thanks for joining me. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. Because I'm trying my new mic. It's not new. It's really an old mic, but I have had it since I podcasted for a while back then. And I haven't used it much, so I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me with it, because it actually provides a much better sound quality than the mic on my Mac. So that works out perfectly. Oh, so many people today. This must be the magic hour, right? Because we're all coworkers. So this is the perfect time. I have about an hour. So here's what I was thinking that we could do today. Since it's Monday, I thought we would just start the week off talking about Poshmark. Have my mom text me while we're doing live. I'm not going to check that. Okay, so lesson learned, put your phone on airplane mode while you are doing YouTube live. Or don't. I don't know. I guess I could answer it. But anyway, I thought that we would talk about Posh Fest. I got my new Posh shirt. And I've literally already got makeup on it. So, you know, that's that. I really thought these shirts, they're very cute. Like, I like the font, and I think they're very cute. But I really thought, because Poshmark is so fashionable, and they, you know, want to be cute and trendy and all this stuff, I really thought these t-shirts were going to be nicer. I mean, they're just basic t-shirts, so I don't know. I kind of would like to have a tank or something where I can pick a better item. I don't wear these kind of like white t-shirts. I don't like stuff around my neck. So I bought this because I thought they would be perfect to wear. But now I realize I just need to get my Boss Lady shirts and we'll go from there. But I know, V-neck, right? Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I have all my little notes here like I do for all my videos. And what I was going to plan on doing is I'm going to do a couple things today. I'm going to I'm going to talk about Posh Fest. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but I am going to talk about whether I think it's worth going, what I learned from it, and what I think the benefits of Posh Fest are. And then I'm just going to briefly talk about how my opinions on the transition from being a suggested user to now the Poshmark Ambassador program. I think it's personally a good move, so I'll talk about that. And I think there's some things coming up that you may or may not have heard about with changes on Poshmark. I don't know when they're coming, but I hope they're coming soon. And then I'm going to end with talking about how I'm listing faster. I'm getting so much faster. I'm learning so much by buying all of this stuff and trying to really get it in the system and ready to go and moving it through and not having it like sit in baskets and clutter up my office. So there's three main things that I've been trying out for that, and I hope that they will help you guys too as you're either getting started or growing your business or whatever the case may be. Had I known this, you know, a year ago, I might have been able to scale even more than I did already this year. So the last thing I'm going to do is when I've done these, I get a ton of questions in the chat. So write your comments in the chat. And then at the end, like I'll take like 15 minutes at the end and I will go through and answer. I'll try to get to everybody's questions. So if you have questions that come up, don't worry, I will get to them, but it's going to be at the end. I find that it's kind of hard to answer everyone's questions while I'm in the middle of a train of thought, and I kind of went back and watched them and I lose literally my train of thought, and then I missed information that I wish I would have been able to give to you guys then. So there seems to be quite a few people on right now, and I'm just going to jump right into it. Okay, so Posh Fest was a couple weeks ago. It was the last week of September, beginning of October 2017, and I was pretty super stoked to be and honored to be a speaker. I was talking about balancing your life balance with reselling, and since I have a unique perspective on it in the sense that I do this because I have a chronic illness that doesn't really qualify me for being disabled, but it really doesn't allow me to hold a regular job. So I've had to create side hustles and side businesses to compensate for, you know, not being able to work full time. So that is my gig here. And so I was completely honored. There were lots of people there. I think there were three takeaways from Posh Fest. The first one is I've been to a lot of conferences in a wide variety of industries. I've probably spoken at 20 or more different conferences. And I have to say that this was definitely the most like community oriented, and people were talking to each other and taking pictures with each other and tagging each other and really willing to share their secrets, how they do stuff, you know, really take the time to help other people. Whereas most conferences, you're either there with a group where you already know them and, you know, you're just there to get it done or get out of the office or whatever. But I thought that this was good, and I got to meet so many of you. And so next year I am, if I can, or if, you know, if I'm asked to speak again, I would love to be there and meet even more of you. And so I just hope it's not on my wedding anniversary weekend like it was this year. So I had to balance my 10-year wedding anniversary weekend, being with family and all of that stuff in Poshmark at the Posh Fest. So it was a lot. And traveling is already very tiring for me and challenging, and it kind of messes with my routine. So with my health. And so it's hard to go and go and go. The second thing is for people who are just getting started on Poshmark, or maybe you've just started to sell a couple things and now you're looking to add new things, or if you're truly interested in starting a boutique, which means you buy wholesale items and you sell those wholesale items in your store. That doesn't mean buying new with tags at TJ Maxx or Nordstrom Rack. It's truly buying wholesale clothes from a supplier like T&J Designs. You buy it from them and then you resell it. By the way, I didn't get paid to say this, but their stuff is super cute. I watch their social media and I've seen their stuff, and I just have never purchased it because I wasn't sure of the quality. It's one of those, is this too cute to be true things? And, but it is. I saw it in real life and their stuff is so cute. Their sequin skirts are to die for. But I felt, so anyway, if you are a new person, you're trying to get the hang of it, you want to learn what all the terms are and all of that stuff, I think that Posh Fest is perfect for you. I think that if you've been on Poshmark for a while and you've made like 5 figures or 6 figures on Poshmark, I don't think that even what they were calling the varsity tracks were varsity enough for people that were, you know, speakers or who have been on there several years, who have made a decent amount of money on there. So I'm hoping that maybe next year there are more maybe mentor sessions or advanced sessions where those of us who do have a grasp on Poshmark actually can like meet and help other people instead of just like, I don't know. I just think that the varsity track could have been more varsity. Like I wish it would have been like a college track. And then I think that there could have been more opportunities for those of us who are, I guess, I mean, on eBay it's considered power seller, on Poshmark like a Posh boss or whatever, to help the new people. So I wish there would have been some more stuff like that. But the third thing is I really liked how engaging the CEO and the co-founders and all of the business people and the app developers and the engineers, I loved that they were there. They were super accessible. They talked to everybody. They took pictures with everybody. And I just think that that is a great way to promote community from the top down and down up. You know, a lot of these sites want you to promote their stuff, but they actually want to promote it with you and engage with you and learn from you. And I think that's really what sets Poshmark apart from other places, is that they are listening to us and they are hearing the things that we're saying. So that being said, there are going to be down the road more shipping options available. There's going to be better like incentives and bundle deal offers where you can offer free shipping on bundles that might seal the deal instead of, you know, taking another 20% off or whatever for your bundle. Clear the closet out. That is going on right now. I did a video a couple months ago on tips on how to maximize it. Personally, my opinion is that I do not care for it. I don't think that in the beginning, when I marked my prices down, like last year, it definitely resulted in sales. Now I feel like it just is people offering me a lower amount than the 10% that I already lowered the price to. And I think it's kind of defeating the purpose. So if you look at Mercari, I just started selling on Mercari a couple things, not a lot. I'm testing the waters there, but they do it where if you mark it down 10%, they match your 10%. So those people are getting 20% off, 10 from you, 10 from them, and Mercari only takes 10% commission. So, you know, they also give you the opportunity to control shipping, to say you're going to pay for shipping or the buyer will pay for shipping. There's multiple shipping options. So I think that Poshmark has some room to grow in that area. But I do believe that these changes are coming. I think that they're probably evaluating things. They announced a bunch of this stuff at Posh Fest. So I'm excited to see how that goes. The biggest pain in my ass is not being able to pull data from Poshmark. Oh my god, my face is so dry and itchy. Sorry, guys. But not being able to pull my data and my sales reports every month and having to do it individually. You know, when you're selling 100 or more things a month on there, it gets to be pretty darn tedious to constantly go in, how much to sell for, the date, pull it out, blah, blah, blah. It's a pain in the ass. So that is my, dear Poshmark, please, please, please roll out data reports, because that is, I think, a huge disservice to your users that, you know, you're 5 years old and you still don't have data reports for people. I cannot have the data guru. I can't be married to the data guru, you guys, and not have my data. It just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. I think he was going insane trying to find reports. Like, he just couldn't pull it. It was driving him nuts. So he was like, here, you do this Posh part. Like, okay. But I think that, I mean, especially people, those of us who are paying taxes, who have a business, you know, I really have to be able to pull these reports. It's really frustrating. Don't mind my dog in the background. Oh, they're so lazy. Okay. Now, so that is Posh Fest. Those were some of the announcements made. Those were the good and bad things about Posh Fest. I would go again. I would speak again. I will meet you all there in 2018. Hopefully it's somewhere warm. It was actually beautiful in Chicago, but I wouldn't mind going to California. All right. Suggested user program. Now, I have been on the Poshmark app since July of 2015. So over 2 years, okay? And I just applied to be a suggested user December of 2016. and I think I was approved in April. So it took 4 months for me to go from, because I don't know, were they manually approving them? Like, oh, Sally Q, Boss Lady Resale, wants to be a suggested user. Let me individually look at all of these people. I have no idea how they were doing it before. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I do think that, again, there needs to be kind of different levels. Like, you know, eBay has different levels where there's the power sellers, and then you have a store, and you can be individual. Hopefully something like that will come along the lines. But one of the things that I think is cool that they're trying to do is match, you know, your listings, what you're buying, what you're sharing. When you go to your Poshmark, what's it, like the main, where you just hit Poshmark and it's your main feed of stuff. You know, they're trying to match your interests and what you like with that kind of stuff. So that means that as a buyer, you are going to see more stuff that you actually want to buy, or that their, you know, algorithms and analytics think that you want to buy. And on the other side, it should bring you more buyers, because they are seeing the stuff in your closet that's more relevant to them, and they are able to then buy that and see it. Now, what I've noticed on Posh is I get sales when I share my closet. Or I get them in the middle of the night. So people who are up at night, like I am, I'm a night owl, you know, they can't sleep. They're like, oh, I'm going to buy this at 3 in the morning, or they're drunk, or whatever. You know, I buy stuff drunk all the time. Okay, that's what I understand. I don't drink all the time because it gives me migraines, but I do have a tendency when I've had a little too much to drink, had too many glasses of wine, and I will buy things that Louie, stop it. You want to say hi? Hold on. Louie wants to say hi, guys. Say hey. Say hey, guys. All right. So, oh, I know. Say hey. You guys, yesterday was National Pug Day, right? This little, I know. Say hey. Okay, so anyway, but that is good news, because that means that your stuff is going to be seen in front of more people, right? So hopefully that results in more sales, more followers, and I have noticed a steady stream, consistent stream of people following me and people liking my stuff and all of that kind of stuff since they switched the program. Whereas before, I only would get it when I was on the suggested user wheel, and I have no idea how that was calculated, or when I was on the wheel, or when you'd be on the wheel. I don't know. And being on the wheel, honestly, in 7 months never resulted in one sale. Can you hear that horn honking? What is that? This is the worst live stream. Like, there's so many distractions. This is kind of why I like being just locked up in my room with my camera, so you don't have to hear all this stuff. So anyway, if you have any questions about, you know, that program, I think that we'll see more information rolling out as the time comes. And I truly think that it will help us and our businesses be in front of more people. That's just, I think that they are listening, they're trying to find out more stuff, and, you know, like, why are you still honking the horn? I can't, you guys, we're going to rent a house. I just can't live in this stupid community anymore. We live in this mixed use where it's like retail and restaurants, and there's a Target, and I have a view of Lululemon, and it's super annoying because there are so many people here. Like, what? 3 minutes now. Why are they still honking? Right? Am I right? I feel like Dr. Evil. Like, this is my kitty. Alright. Well, that's my thought on that. So if you have any questions about that, should I look? Oh, all right. So the other thing, I forgot one thing. See, I'm getting distracted by the honking. Suggested users, it shows you on the Poshmark app what your like status is. So when you go to your Poshmark, when you log into Poshmark and you go to My Posh Stats, you'll see it says you're a Posh, you're a Posh ambassador, and then it shows you what your progress is. So if you want to see how you find out if you're there, or if you're close, or if you are, and then I think once you hit that, they send you an email saying that you are approved. I think the intent of this too is hopefully our items as a ambassador will be better searched. Oh, now there's a fire truck coming. So maybe they'll be better searched, or they'll show up higher. I'm hoping. They're saying that there'll be some events for Posh ambassadors and things like that. So, it's every single reselling site has its pros and cons, right? So, there's apps that suck with listing forever. There's pros and cons to all of these. And so sometimes you just have to say, you have to chalk it up and adjust and realize that, this is how you're gonna run your business, and you have to work with the parameters you're provided. So, well, yes, I think it's the biggest annoyance that someone just gave me a 1-star review yesterday because she said that I measured the pants wrong, and instead of returning them in the time frame, she kept them and gave me a 1-star review. So do I think that that's pretty shitty? Yeah, but I mean, I've sold over 750 items on Poshmark, and I have 2 1-star reviews. I'd say those are pretty good stats, but even the 1-star reviews, I don't feel I deserved, and so that's kind of frustrating that you can't comment, or that you can't rate buyers back, or I don't know. I typically respond to all of those people. I've had one person change their rating. I really try not to sweat it, but there's just still, it just still bothers me. It doesn't matter. I've been selling online for over 10 years, and any bad review just stings, and I have to breathe and calm through it, and never respond. Don't respond right away, because that's when you start getting into trouble and writing things that you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't respond to them after you've been drinking either. So shopping online and responding to reviews while drinking are probably not the best use of your time. Okay, so if you have been following me on Instagram, which I'm Boss Lady Resale for my reselling business on Instagram, you saw that I got a crap ton of stuff on Columbus Day, and some of it is still in here. I bought over 200 things. I have half of it listed, and I got half of it listed in less than a week, which is a personal record for me. So cheers to that. But it's taken a while for me to kind of get the process of more, because I'm used to buying like 25, 30 things at a time. I'm not used to buying 200 things at a time. And so in order to get, process it and get it listed, you really have to have some kind of you have to have your process down. And it has to be a streamlined approach where it's almost, automatic, right? So, like for me, taking photos, I know exactly what order I take pictures in. I take them in the same order every time. I take pictures of the same stuff. And so that has significantly improved my photo taking and decreased the time it takes me to take photographs, because I know when I do pants how I take my pictures. Now, that being said, what I did this time with all 200 items is you can call it whatever you want, chunking or batching or, whatever grouping. But I basically took all of the skirts and put them in a pile, all the pants and put them in a pile, all the jeans and put them in a pile, folded them up. They all got entered into my database, into my spreadsheet. If you don't have a spreadsheet and you need help with that, I have a free webinar that I did with the Data Guru. The link is in my description there. It's free. You just click on it, put your email in it. You should get the link to the private video and the Google spreadsheet. If something happens, just let me know. There's a way to contact me on there. And then I'm taking all of the pictures at one time. So I'm taking photos of all of the pants, of all of the jeans, of all of the skirts. And then I'm coming back into my office and I'm listing from my computer. So the computer that you are watching me on right now, my Mac, my iMac, I come and I get out my little mouse and I plug in my phone with my little cord. I upload my photos into iPhoto and then I just drag and drop now into Poshmark. What I was finding is, number one, I'm really slow at typing on my phone, and I apparently don't enunciate very well or something, because when I talk into it, it never ends up the way it is. Then I have to go back and edit it, and truly it's a pain in my ass. So what I'm finding is if you upload your photos from your computer with your mouse, slide them over to Poshmark, they upload like that. Poshmark's photos upload faster than eBay. And then I go in, I do the title, I write my description, I copy and paste my thing that says, you know, approximate measurements, waist across the top, flat or rise, inseam, whatever. Now I have my barcode system, so I scan my barcode, I fill it in, and I list it. So I have listed over 100 things on Poshmark this week by just doing all my blazers at one time, by just doing all of my jeans at one time, by doing all of my skirts at one time. And I come back here, I get the item out of the basket, I measure it, I type it up, I put the sticker on it, I put it in my bag, and it goes over, throw it in there until I can store it. So it's almost like a, what do they call that? Like a plant. What's like a plant when you go in and you, God, I'm totally blanking. Like a manufacturer, like factory plant. It's a factory line where I'm like, do. And that has truly made it so much faster. Now, the kicker is, the other day when I was trying to upload to eBay, the photos were taking forever to load. So I went back and I just did them on my phone. So I copied and pasted the description from Poshmark. And then on my phone while I was watching TV with the Data Guru, I just uploaded them and posted them up there online on eBay. Okay? But then last night at 3 in the morning, because I couldn't sleep, I'm a night owl. How many of you guys are night owls? Like, I will work till 3 in the morning, go to bed at 4, get up at 11. It's literally what I did last night. And then the Data Guru gets up at 6:30, gets all his stuff done in the morning, and goes to bed at 10. So we're total opposites, but we've just kind of found this groove that works for us. So our time is like dinner time. So you'll rarely see me, you know, on everything around that time, because that's when we spend our QT together. And by taking, the other thing is I like to take my photos in natural daylight, which means I take them during the day. So if I have all of my photos done, then I can list at night and not have to worry about taking any pictures. So that's why I think I cranked out, I cranked out 40 blazers yesterday in an hour and 15 minutes. Taking pictures. And then it took me a couple hours to get them listed because I had to measure them all and all that stuff. But just taking photos, it was like bang, bang, bang. Which goes into my second thing, is that this is hard for me, but I stopped my obsession with steaming everything and making everything look perfect and nitpicking the way it was hanging on the mannequin, and spending a lot of time doing things that I'm probably the only one that is either going to appreciate or notice. So it's all about, is it clean? Does it smell okay? Is it, I mean, if there's a few wrinkles in it, I'm not steaming it anymore unless it's like a $50 or more item. You know, I'm going to make it look nice. I'll make the pictures look nice, but I'm done doing that. So that also has significantly eliminated some time. Along those lines, if I find items that need assistance, so let's say I have a couple sweaters that as I'm taking pictures, I realize they have some pilling that needs removed or a button that needs sewn back on. In the past, I would start doing that right then and there while I was taking the photos, which then added to the time that it took to do that. So now I'm having like a reject pile. I'm chunking my items into a reject pile, and then when I have some time after I get all the other stuff listed, I'll go through, fix all of those things, bag them, tag them, or photograph them, bag them, tag them, and then put them away. So that way I spend a couple hours fixing anything that needs fixed, or just I'm going to list it as is and move on with my day. So that's like the second thing. And the third thing is, well, I already actually said it, is using my desktop to upload the pictures and drag and drop. I was using my laptop. I've used my phone. My laptop is pretty slow. If you have a laptop that's like newer, my laptop is like 8 years old. It doesn't have the memory to hold 200-300 pictures on it, so it just takes me a little bit more time. My iMac in my office is only 3 years old, so I have much more space on it. It's faster, and my photos just kind of upload a lot quicker. So that's why I like using the desktop instead of the laptop. But if you have a laptop and a Mac, not a Mac, it doesn't matter what brand it is, but if you have a laptop and a mouse and you can do it quickly, you know, that's just the same as doing it this way. Let me think of what else. That's really it for right now. So if you guys have questions for me and Louie, he's still on my lap here, you can post them in the comments. So let me scroll here in the chat. Let me scroll up here. Okay, so... Alright, so I'm not the only one. Someone else agrees with me. Jennifer agrees with me that the Posh shirt was not very good quality, so that's kind of a bummer. So in order to become a Posh ambassador, I shared that a little bit earlier, but you go into Poshmark, your Poshmark app, you go to Posh Stats, and up here, it'll say what your status is. You click on that, and it will show you what you need to do. So in the past, you had to write an email and say why you wanted to be that you're Posh compliant and all those things. Now they have a minimum of what you need to do to become an ambassador, and then there'll be ongoing things that you need to keep doing to keep your closet alive and to stay active on the site. And that way, it kind of reinforces that behavior, which I think that the more active I believe that the more active you are on any of these sites, that your stuff gets seen more and people buy more. That's the bottom line. Let's see. Okay, so someone went to PoshFest as a new person who had only been selling on 4 weeks there, and she felt welcomed and part of the group, so that was good. If you buy wholesale, do you have to be a boutique? If you buy wholesale from Poshmark, you need to apply to be a boutique, and literally it's just like 3 questions. It was easy. I passed. It's easy. But if you buy wholesale stuff, like let's say you find a local person that you buy it for, you can list it as a boutique as long as you are, as long as you are the original. As long as you're buying it to resell and it wasn't already bought to sell. Does that make sense? So like wholesale means you buy it directly from the designer or the manufacturer, and then you are selling it. You are the first person who tried to sell that item. When you are shopping at TJ Maxx or Nordstrom Rack, you are simply reselling things that they have already put out for sale. So you are not the distributor, or you're not buying wholesale when you're buying from Nordstrom Rack, regardless of if it has tags on it or not. So when you are marking your items in Poshmark, you should be marking them as either new with tags, not boutique, or new with tags, boutique, which would mean you bought them new to sell, right? So, you know, don't mark your Nordstrom Rack stuff as boutique, because that's not what it is. Drinking and Posh shopping, yeah. I have a couple packages I need to go pick up at my P.O. box. So my next video, I'll show you guys what I bought, but I'm super excited about the couple things that I got. Let's see. So all right. Now, I want to make something clear. Just because you have a ton of followers on Poshmark, it does not mean you have a ton of sales. So I think I'm like at 35,000 followers or something. If you are not constantly sharing your closet to those people, then they aren't seeing it typically, unless they're searching for a very specific item. So I know that a lot of the things that I originally bought on Poshmark were things that I just saw in my news feed, right? So they were just things that I'm like, oh, that's cute, and I wasn't really searching for them. But when I'm searching for stuff, then I have all of those things in my, you know, in my like column, and then I just kind of watch them for price drops, or, you know, when I have some Posh credit I want to spend, then I have that. But if you are getting a whole bunch of followers, that means you need to share your closet. So when you're getting a bunch of followers, start sharing your closet, and then that's when you start. That is when the algorithm comes into play, when you have all these, you know, because if you share your closet, all 35,000 people are not going to see my stuff. The people who are interested in my brands, what I'm selling, my keywords, those are the people who are going to see those items, right? So that is key, is that as their algorithms get better, the items you're selling are getting in front of more people that actually want to buy them. Because it's silly if, you know, if my style card is that I'm a size 8, 8'10", medium top, I wear a size 6.5 or 7 shoe, I am less likely to buy things for myself that are shown to me as size 9s or 10s, or, you know, shoe sizes that are bigger, or those kind of things. So make sure you have your whole profile filled out and that kind of stuff, because that will really, you know, it helps add to people being able to see your stuff and make more sales. Let's see. Okay, you do not respond to anybody who's putting their email in your comment section. The spammers have kind of gone away. There used to be spammers that would be like, hey, please respond. I'm so excited about this item. My wife wants it. Those people are just fishing for your email and for your information. I have heard stories of people like sending money orders. Do not make any transactions off of Poshmark. It doesn't, you're not protected, your item isn't protected, your money isn't protected. If you want to respond to people directly, you just comment to them either on the listing or on their profile, and that's how, you know, you respond to people on Poshmark. On Mercari, I'm pretty sure I'm just Boss Lady Resale on there too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining my channel. I'm glad you like it. Congratulations, Tina. That's awesome. Let's see. All right. Okay. So if you're just getting started, you guys don't if you've seen my videos, you don't need to rush out and buy a ton of stuff. So you don't need to go out and buy a steamer and a mannequin and lights and all this stuff. I literally just started buying all of this stuff like 6 months ago, and I've been selling online since like 2006. So you don't need all this stuff. You just, hi. Say hi, guys. Say hey. Say hey. I know. You don't need a ton of stuff. You just need to have good lighting, a decent camera, you know, and that's pretty much it. Use a hanger, hang it on a white door, whatever you need from there. You know, go to that. Let's see. All right. Alright, so, the other thing is, people have asked me a lot if I wash and dry stuff. So, I use Dryel a lot, and so sometimes I have things that just are kind of, maybe they just kind of smell a little bit musty, or like a blazer or whatever jacket. And, I do wash jeans. I don't know. I have this thing about jeans. I do wash them. I just throw them all in the wash, cold water with cheap laundry detergent, limited scent, because like I said, I'm a migraine sufferer, so not very many things are scented in our house. But Dryel works great if you just kind of need wrinkle release or to get smells out. It works pretty good. Let's see. So once I'm done, if you go back, I explain how boutique work if you're not sure about that. Okay, how picky are you about flaws in items? Yes, if there is a flaw that I can fix, I fix it. Alright, let me take that back. If there is a flaw that I can fix quickly, and the item is, you know, I can sell the item for a decent amount. So like if it's a pair of dress pants that need a button sewn back on, or, something like that, you know, I'll take care of that. If it's a pair of pants that I find that need the hem done, or they have holes in them, I'm not patching that, I'm not rehemming that, I'm selling those pants as is, and I'm disclosing everything. The more you disclose, the better. I mean, obviously you don't want to make your item sound out to be the crappiest item in the world, but you also want people to know if they buy a sweater with holes in it, that there are holes in it, even if there are microscopic moth hole bites in them, that there are still holes in them. So, I mean, I don't ever say stuff like, was really pilled and then I used a fabric shaver on it, you know? But if there's pilling on it that I don't think is worth my time to sit there and pill, I will just list it as is with pilling. But again, you have to watch what your cost for that item was, what you want to make on that item. Is there a significant difference between selling it in really good shape versus selling it in okay shape? So, you know, there are things to consider on both of those sides. But yeah, make sure you describe everything, because the more you describe, the less likely they are to win a return, especially on Poshmark. They won't win a return if you describe the item that there's something wrong with it. Okay, let's talk about bundles. So when people put one thing in a bundle, do you say anything to them? One thing doesn't make a bundle. Okay, I have lots of items in people's closets that are one item bundles. So to me, a bundle is a shopping cart. To me, a bundle is someone put that item in their shopping cart and then looked through your closet to find other things to add to that item. And they didn't find anything, so they basically abandoned their shopping cart and went to look elsewhere. So I have things in my closet where maybe they were priced higher than I wanted to spend, or in my bundles, like my personal shopping bundles, that they were priced higher than I wanted to spend. So I threw them in a bundle, and then I kind of go back every once in a while. I watch the price, and then I'll go back and maybe see what else they added, see if there's any fresh items in their closet that I could make into a bundle to get a better deal on it. So that's really, to me, a bundle is a shopping cart, and a bundle is a shopping cart, and likes is a wish list. That is how I view the Poshmark things. The tool, I guess they're tools, you know. That's how I view that. So okay. Now, I have hundreds and hundreds, and I'm not bragging when I say this. I'm just saying I have hundreds of things of my closet getting shared all the time. And if you share like half of my closet or even like 20 or more things, I will go into your closet and try to share some items into like parties and things like that. Now, here's how I do this. I share my entire closet, and then I go back and I put all the cute stuff at the top. Okay, so I put all of the most people are only going to look at like the first third of your closet. So put all of your really cute stuff, you know, your nice brands, put all of that stuff at the top, and then kind of the lower price stuff or you've had for a while, it's kind of stale. Let that stuff drop to the bottom. And, you know, that way people are getting, you want the best chance to make a first impression. So if you're selling clothes that are blemished or shoes that are dirty, that's fine. It's totally fine. But I would not have dirty, jacked up Danskos as my first item in my closet. I'm going to have my J. Crew blazer, my Marnie shoes, my Coach shoes, a really cute jacket. Now that it's fall, I'm going to have my fall stuff at the top, my cute fall stuff. So really pay attention to what you want people's first impression to be when they come to your page. So I share my whole closet, and then I put everything at the top. Then I go back, if it's during a party, I go to the main feed, and I literally just pick things that I like, you know, and I share 20 or 30 of them during a party. Now, I don't do that if I'm on my phone. Or if I'm on my phone, I open up the app on the browser instead of using the app. So, you know, you open it up like this. No. So go to, like, if you have an iPhone, go to Safari or Chrome or whatever you have on there and log in this way. And then you can tap the little pointed arrow thing. You can just tap those and share them much faster than using the app. So hopefully they said there's going to be a faster way to share on the app at PoshFest, so I'm hoping that comes soon. So that's what I do. I don't share like whole people's closets. I share things that I like that are cute for the party theme, and that's what I share. Yes, I don't think it matters what time you share in the parties, except for the late time party. The nighttime party, I try to share the first hour there, but I was doing it in the first hour. But what I'm realizing is that like I'm a night owl, so I don't mind sharing it, but sometimes if I share my stuff at midnight, I'm making sales, midnight Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, if I'm awake and I'm just hanging out in here, listing away, I'm just going to share a whole bunch of stuff. It's easier. Let's see. Okay, hang on. Is sharing 10 times a day sharing too much? I don't know if you can really share too much. Right now I have almost 300 available items for sale, so 10 times a day, that would take me forever. I'm pretty much now, I like to share in the morning, the midday party, and nighttime. So I'm sharing my closet about 3 times a day. And then I always try, if the parties are relevant to my closet, to make sure that I'm at least sharing my items that, you know, my anthro items in the anthropology party. I might not get a chance to share my whole closet at that time, but at least I know those items are going into the party. When we're talking about parties, it's very exciting to get a host pick. That's where the party hosts pick your item, and it goes into a separate shopping cart where people can, like, oh, the host picked this item, and it's supposed to be like, oh, this is the cute item. I have yet to have one host pick in 2 years sell from being a host pick. it usually sells later, and I have items that have been host picks for 3 times and not sold, and it's $8. So I don't really, I think that the host picks are great and exciting and fine, but if they resulted in sales, I would think they were more exciting. Just my IMO, in my opinion, right? Because that's all this is my opinion. Let's see. No, do not email. You guys don't email anybody about buying stuff on Poshmark. You know, and it'll also, if you get reported from doing off Poshmark transactions, you could also lose your ability to sell on there. So you don't want to do that. What about, okay, so people will buy, first of all, St. John and St. John Bay, if you don't know, are not the same thing. St. John Collection, St. John Sport, depending on the style. St. John Santana Knit will sell fairly quickly. I just sold a pink St. John suit that had holes in it for $100. So, you know, don't be afraid of brands like that if they have flaws. People still buy them, and I believe that St. John will fix those items. So that's why people will buy them, because they buy them cheaper with the holes in them. They cover the, you know, they pay for the cost to have them fixed by St. John, and that's the way, you know, that they buy their stuff. So, oh my gosh, you're sharing my closet. Is that why my phone is okay? Make sure you the other thing is, make sure you turn on your notifications, because I find that the faster I respond to offers, the more likely the people are to buy. So you want to get to people who make offers right then and there, right? So if they offer you $25 and, you know, you want to counter with $35 and it's a $50 item, the chances of making a sale are much higher if the person's on the app at that time when you counter. It's just like, you know, when people are like, oh, can you put this item on hold, and then they leave the store. Well, the odds of them coming back to buy it are not very good. So make sure you turn on the notifications on your phone. Yes, I share all of my closet every day. The only thing you can do about free shipping is you can offer people a discount, like a $7 discount for shipping. That's all. That's what people are doing right now. The option hopefully is coming out that we can control more of that and be able to offer free shipping, but that has not rolled out yet. I have never shared my closet after a party, but I've never tried it. So, you know, if it works for you, just keep doing that. No, I've never heard of the 30 anything, nothing for 30 on Posh. I I think whatever works for you, you should do it. Find out what works for you and try it. The best times, if you're, you know, I have met a lot of people who the best times for them to share, especially if they have kids, are like if they're taking a bath or they're going to the bathroom, or, you know, when their kids go to bed or they're at a soccer game or whatever. So you can pretty much do that stuff then. Okay, so I guess the 30 is maybe hit or miss. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it all depends. There are days when I have 10 sales. There are days when I have 0 sales. I don't necessarily know if there's a method to the madness. I don't know. Yeah, so the followers are going to, like, if you go back and watch this video before, if you didn't hear me before, I did talk about how followers are growing. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get sales. You have to share your items to get it in front of those people that want to buy it. Unless it's a highly searchable item, like a, you know, Lululemon item that you have for a great price, or speaking of price, pay attention to the price brackets that people can search by. So, like, I think the first one is $0 to $50. I try to list my items then at $49 or below, because then if people are searching for that item in a specific price range, my item will show up. Because you can sort by price and you can sort by size and newest listed and highest to lowest, lowest to highest, and all that stuff. So I add measurements on everything. It protects you. Measurements are a protection for you. Make sure you're putting approximates. Don't ever say like, this is exactly 5 inches unless you have a picture of the measuring tape on the item. I have found that purses, it does seem to help to lay the measuring tape on purses. People get a better idea of how big the bag is. Or if you hold the purse and have someone take your photo or put it on your mannequin, being able to gauge the size of purses, I think, helps people tremendously when they're looking to buy things. Also with like jewelry, necklaces and bracelets, seeing it on, I think, allows people to get a better idea of the sizing of it. So I think that helps with sales for that kind of stuff. All right, so we got about 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it up. All of my stuff, so you can go to my blog at bexabosslady.com. I have every link for all my stuff that I use in my description of this video. Some of them are affiliate links. It helps me create these videos because as I take time out of my day to help you, I'm not listing my items. So if you could shop my affiliate links, I would truly, truly appreciate it. If not, you know, whatever. That's cool, man. But I have to disclose that they are that. So they're in the description. If you need help with your data, there's a free data webinar, and that link is also in my description. I did that with the data guru, who's my husband. We are working on an actual course for that. I'm pretty excited about it. That'll be rolling out soon. So if you are on that list, you will also get first access to the new course, which is going to be coming out in the next couple weeks here. So anyway, so that is that. And all right, I got like 2 minutes left. I think I got everyone's questions. The best time to share is when people are following and sharing you and your closet. I find that as I'm sharing, if people are sharing my stuff, then more people are seeing it, so that is a good thing. You want more people seeing your items. Let's see what else. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Boss Lady Resale. I am going to do these more often. If you have any suggestions for videos on, I have a list of all these videos that everyone wants me to do, but I can just keep adding to it. It really helps me create content that helps you and helps you grow your business, because that is really why I do this. As much as I love being on camera and listening to my annoying voice, I just really like helping you guys and helping you build your business. So, let's see. Hold on. There's one question I missed. Purple flower, what was your question? I don't see it. Did I miss it? I don't see a question. Can you repost it? Okay. Yeah, so this will be available to rewatch. You guys can, if you missed it or you're just catching me live now, if you follow me on Instagram, I tend to say when I'm going to do this. I'm trying to find a regular time that I can fit these into my schedule, but like I said, I'm hoping that we'll be moving in a few weeks, and my schedule is going to be a little hectic with traveling with the holidays, but I really enjoy doing these because I like talking to you. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and share this with all of your PFFs, which if you don't know, that's Posh Friends Forever. And I hope this helped you. All right, we can do another video all about pricing. I don't mind. I'm just using my Mac. I have no idea where the stuff from the outlet bins come from. Sorry. I don't go to the bins. I don't have access to that. Well, I mean, I do have access to them, but they're far away. And I've heard they aren't very good in our area. So, on that note, I am going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Boss Lady Resale. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.